Hi!
I'm Tyra.
And I'm Missy.
And
welcome to Two Peas and a Podcast! And the crowd went wild, like literally standing ovation.
And enjoying the waves.
But it's an orderly crowd.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Hashtag that might be too soon.
Hashtag too soon.
That's hashtag too soon. I'm sorry.
Like gone too soon.
We're not even bringing that up. Okay, so let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. We need you to like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to my two sisters last week who both shared our podcast on their pages.
Yay!
Colette and Jessica.
Yay!
So thank you.
Thank you, sisters.
Thank you so. I think Renee may have too.
Oh, okay. Yay,
Renee may have
Renee.
too. Yeah, Superfan Renee. So thank you all for sharing.
Oh, wait a minute. I think Auntie did too.
Oh, go Auntie! Thank you, Auntie! Yes. Our super fans, Auntie, Renee, Dana, Tanya, BJ. Who else?
We got more super fans than that.
They not super yet. These super fans have earned it. Like they've been right, like every week. Yeah. We got people who pop in.
Yes.
But
shout out to our P.E.A.S who've been joining us for the past few episodes.
Our numbers have been going up, and guess what? I think we have 57 subscribers.
Oh,
hey!
We're climbing up that ladder.
Yeah. And my girlfriend did not have 65,000 subscribers. She has 65,000 views. But that's still a lot. I think our highest one was 238. But
yeah. It was rolling that day.
Right. Okay, so shout out to one of our super fans in another way. George from the podcast Nobody Listens To.
Hey, George. Love the show.
Yes. We need merch. Yes. We could do cups, mugs.
Yes.
T-shirts.
Mermaid straws.
She said, I want a cute straw. I said, you want a cute straw? So I gave her a yellow straw. She was like, no, it's a cute one. It's a pink one over there. I said, it's a mermaid. And that's your favorite color, green.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I just wanted what was inside the cup. That's it. So, anything else we got to talk about? Any other housekeeping? Updates?
Oh, I have an update.
Oh, yes, darling.
So, when we talked about the Travis Scott incident, video has emerged showing him actually stopping the show and asking for help for someone who fainted. So he did attempt to get help for at least, that we could see, at least one person who was close enough for him to see.
Nobody can hold him responsible. I mean, legally wise, they might because he was one of the performers, but no one can hold him responsible.
Right, because I can't see how this man was on stage and you expect him to see this person over here, this person over here, this person all over the venue getting trampled and and things.
And if he got eyesight like me, I can't even see right over there.
Ooh. I gotta do my 50 squats. Excuse me, it's for a good cause. The American Cancer Society. I've joined the 50 squat challenge.
Amen.
We do 50 squats a day for the whole month of December.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Yes.
Can you prove that you've done it? Like, if I do 50 squats a day, you won't be able to see some improvement.
Well, I recorded. There's a you can record your squats per day.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, people are being honest. I think everybody's being honest because it's for a good cause.
That's because I'm not involved.
Well,
I remember on one of them walks, 5K walks, I was trying to cut across.
Lord.
It is what it is.
No, but I have been doing them. I've been consistent, so I got my alarm set to remind me to do them.
Okay. Well, today's topic is a discussion about deal breakers. Like deal breakers in relationships. Yeah.
Yes.
So we just have a list of 10 things. We're going to name it, and then each one of us will discuss if this is an actual deal breaker for us in a relationship. And probably, I'm sure there will be some backstory. I'll try to stay on topic. That was a running theme last week. Stay on topic. Reel her back in. I ain't no fish. Don't be reeling me. Okay. So, first deal breaker. Affairs. Is that a deal breaker for you?
I'll say for me that yes, that is definitely a deal breaker.
From a prick. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
You doing yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Still.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Pretty.
So yes, having an affair or cheating, that is an absolute deal breaker for me. I will say, I have had conversations and have thought about it. You know how like back in the day when your grandparents, not mine, definitely not mine, but back in the day where grandparents and parents and things, the father may be out there and the mom was the housewife and the mother knew he was out there doing whatever, but as long as he took care of the home, they,
right,
overlooked a lot of the indiscretions that the other may have had. I talked about that with someone, had a conversation with somebody about that, and they were married, and there was the cheating thing, and then they divorced or whatever, and that person kind of put it in the perspective of, in hindsight, what the person did really didn't warrant the divorce. They could have worked on it and worked past it.
That's true.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know now.
It wasn't a deal breaker in my marriage.
See,
it wasn't a deal breaker in my marriage. My ex-husband. Oh, should I identify? Well, look.
Well, of course. How many ex-husbands do you have?
Right. Well, I don't know.
And we already
crazy part in Vegas.
We already established what he did on the other podcast.
Right. So my ex-husband not only would have affairs, he would have whole relationships. But after I guess that first year, because I guess both of us were not faithful as boyfriend and girlfriend. But when we got married, I just had decided that my commitment was to God and not to him. So he didn't deserve my faithfulness, but my commitment was to God. Because, for my own personal reasons. That's why I felt that way. And for 8 years, he really always had a girlfriend. And I knew it. It wasn't an issue for me. I hate to say I didn't care, but I didn't care. As long as his commitments to the household were met, I really didn't care.
So you were like the grandmas in them back in the day.
I'm the grandmas back in the day.
Back in the day where granddaddy was out there messing around with Miss Jones down the road, and everybody knew about it, and grandma just was like, and look, and stayed faithful as a wife when they would cook the man's dinner and everything else. Right. That's because he was still taking care of the household. I'll say this with me, I had an incident when I was in one of my past relationships, and there was an incident where I was cheated on, and originally I was like, no, that's a deal breaker, no, and I did try to get past it, but I just couldn't. I just kept thinking about it. Would be like I would be good one day, And then I would be like, and and anytime we would try to get intimate, all I kept thinking was, you was over there, you was doing this with her, and I couldn't get past it. So it wasn't just that one thing. It was that coupled with a couple of other things that made me say, okay, I can't do this. I can't get past this.
For me, it was the relationship really was over. We just really, my mother used to say this thing called living in name only. We really only lived, we lived in name only. And so for 8 solid years, I was faithful to him. And then once I kind of stepped out, I realized that this is not how I wanted it to be. Because one, I didn't want to get all caught up. So there was an incident that was like an instant, okay, it's over. But had that not happened, we may have still been married. I don't know. Because it was beneficial for me at the time to have him in my life. So,
and I'm not. For me, it's I'm gonna say it might be like a psychological thing or mental thing or something with me. I can't cheat. I won't cheat. If I want to cheat, I just go ahead and just leave the relationship alone.
Yeah, that's good.
And but you want to know something else? To my benefit.
Not that I'm a cheater. I'm just saying that's good. That she recognizes that. That's all I'm saying.
But to my benefit, like you know how when you cheat on somebody and they think, oh, she's gonna cheat on me, she's gonna get me back. Yeah. I know she's gonna do it. It was more of a mental thing with my mate at the time, because they was like, I know she out there cheating. I know you're doing something, and I wasn't doing nothing. I didn't have to. Right. I just let the mental mess with your head, and then you had your butt in the house at a certain time, and and you was doing what you had to do.
Yeah, I definitely see that. So on that, affairs, it's a deal breaker for you.
It's a deal breaker for me.
It's I won't say it's not a deal breaker for me, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Yeah. It all depends on the particular situation.
Yeah, and I'll say it used to be a deal breaker. Now I might be a little bit more open to trying to work through it, depending on the circumstance
and the person and their commitment level.
Right, exactly. And I was going to say, the nature of the relationship.
Kind of
and if you keep, and if you do it again, like the one time, I might be forgiving, but I do it again. Nah, I'm out.
Yeah, I think, and I just have to be honest. I was not the best wife. Like, even though I'm considered a very nice person, in certain situations I can be a real B. And I was a real B in my marriage. But that is what, his behavior kind of, you're going to get what you do. Right, so. All right, so our next deal breaker is outside children.
Deal breaker. Sorry, I don't have no kids on me. I can't do it.
I know.
I mean, I already got a BYOK policy. Bring your own kid to the table, but you're not gonna produce a kid while you're at the table with me. That's a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, it was a deal breaker for me until my ex-husband came to me and was like, "I really want my family." Meaning me and our child. And he had allegedly fathered a child outside the marriage. And for 2 years, he took care of this child. And I said, look, I'm not doing this. And I said, if you want to work on your marriage and you're going to, do the right thing, if I forgive you, I have to accept this child. So, but I'm only accepting the child with the DNA test. You gotta, get DNA test on the child. Got the DNA test. Well, first of all, he said that child is mine. The girl, she's a good girl.
Good girl.
The B is sleeping with a married man. She's not that good.
You were gone bad.
Yeah. So anyway, it even got worse because after the DNA test, it came out that that was not his child. And I know that hurt him, but, you know, again, that was on him. So, if my husband or significant other had a child outside of the marriage or relationship, I would have to assess my relationship with that person and their relationship with the mother. Mm-hmm. If I see that, because I don't want to stand in the way of true love. Who am I to stand in the way of true love? Okay? That is not me. That's not what I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. So if he has a real connection with this woman, go ahead. I don't mind.
Like Martell Hope.
Martell, yeah. Martell, let it be known.
Martell love that girl.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah, he loved that girl.
He really does. So yes.
He should have kept his penis in the household.
Please, I do not want to hear that voice. That's probably why he doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next deal breaker. So you was a that's a deal breaker, and I'm on the fence about it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next one is substance abuse. Substance abuse for me is a deal breaker. Mm-hmm. Just recently, I had kind of met this guy. The guy is really sweet. He is funny. He's generous. But he has issues. And there are issues that I wasn't willing to, add into my life.
Right.
So it's unfortunate that, that has to be a deal breaker, because you think you can help people, but the reality is you cannot help people. People have to want to help themselves. So if they don't want to help themselves, then you can't help them. So I can't make you sober. All I can do is the liquor bottle look like it's down something. You done put so I ain't got time. I don't want to invite that into my life. So substance abuse is a deal breaker for me.
I'm going to sound like everything's a deal breaker to me because it's a deal breaker to me. Hence the reason why I'm probably still single.
That's the whole. As long as you know why, that's it. Because suppose you said if you fake with yourself, it's never going to work with who you with.
I can't fake. I'm sorry, but no, substance abuse is a deal breaker to me. Mm-hmm. I can tolerate weed now. I really don't want to.
Substance abuse, we're not saying casual use. We're not saying.
What if somebody smoke weed every day?
That's not. Now, are they smoking weed and can't hold their job?
Yeah,
are they smoking their weed and getting?
No, that's not.
arrested?
That's not. I mean, to me, that's not.
Yeah, because you have judgy eyes.
I do.
You have judgy eyes.
I do.
Because you used to want to put me in AA. Yo, you used to want to put your own self in AA.
Yes. 2 days in a row, I'm going to AA.
No, when I say substance abuse, something that
I know
causes,
what you mean, something that makes you a little bit. So that's definitely out for me. Because let me tell you something. Between me, you, and the 56 viewers that we have, I've never even tried smoking weed. I've never did it, experimented with it at all. That's just been my thing. I'm not a drug person. I can't do it.
Right.
So.
It's not my thing at all.
So so I don't want to anything over that or whatever. I mean, no. So, deal breaker.
Yeah, so we're matching on that. Okay, next one is physical abuse. Deal breaker. That's a deal breaker for me.
Deal breaker for me. Jaw broken for you. Hey, sorry. That's the way my family rolls. Somebody going down. Don't put your hands on me.
Right. I agree. I think everybody should keep their hands to themselves.
To yourselves, right. I never even did. You see on TV, they were like, phew. I never smacked.
I got smacked in the face one time. Yeah, I got it. It was like a movie slap too.
What? Oh yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
About, oh yeah,
it was like a movie slap.
No, I never got slapped.
It was a movie slap, and fortunate for me, there's only one relationship that I can say was abusive, like abusive. But it, like the last time he hit me as his girlfriend, and I definitely got up as his ex. Because that was like he had really hit me, and I had a black eye and went to work the next day, and people were like, "What's wrong with your eye?" I said, "My boyfriend hit me." He's like, "You lying?" I was like, "No, what I lie for?" So yeah, that's definitely a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
Deal breaker. So yeah.
Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you find yourself in an abusive situation, be it substance or physical, seek some help. If nothing else, you can email one of us, text us, message us. I'm very resourceful. I'll find somebody for you to call. You ain't going to want to talk to me because I'll be the head you crazy or something. But, seek help. Seek help. Okay. Next thing, finances. That's a deal breaker for me.
Finances is not a deal breaker for me. So when we say finances, what do you mean? Like you gotta at least have a job.
Right. No, well, that's what I'm talking about. Finances is whatever your responsibility to our relationship. If you cannot meet that responsibility, you are not with me. Period. Because I'm going to always hold up my end of the bargain. So I need you to hold up your end of the bargain.
Yeah, finances is not a deal breaker for me. I'll say that because if I'm in a relationship and if something happens, God forbid, the person loses their job, I'm willing to, hold.
I ain't talking about that.
What do you mean?
It's serial no finance people out here.
Oh,
I ain't talking about my dude lost his job and for a couple of months I gotta hold it down.
So you mean because I can be honest with you, if you don't have no job, we're not getting no further than that, so there's no relationship.
No, hold it. Not only if you can have a job and just don't know how to handle your money. If you got a job and you ain't got you can't handle your bills, you can't handle the money, you always broke. I can't deal with you. Because that's how you can't manage your money.
Okay, so is the job that the person has, does the person make enough money to handle the bills, and they're just like blowing their money away and not taking care of their responsibilities? I don't know.
I don't know what they're doing, but I know as a woman, if I have a job and my job doesn't pay my bills, I'm going to either get me a second job or get me a new job. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, first of all, it ain't going to happen when we first start dating. If you can't afford to take me out to McDonald's to get me a number 2, no onions, large fries.
Well, he can afford to take you there, especially if
you don't know that,
honey. If he worked there, he can get his
I would take somebody who worked at McDonald's if he's like a regional manager. I also, that might be a whole nother topic about the decisions I made about who I will date going forward.
Okay, so for finances for me, if you got a job and you handling your own, then I'm okay with that. I'm not saying you got to be out here Bill Gates in it and everything that. So, but you got to at least have a job and be able to hold a job. Like if I'm with you and you
so you would date somebody who would date somebody who say like worked a job that really didn't pay. I'm not saying McDonald's, but they didn't make. Say they make not very much. Say they make half of what you make. So in actuality, they cannot afford to meet you where you are. And that means you are taking on the responsibility of
I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, I can't do that.
That's what I'm talking about.
You gotta at least be up there with me.
I think when I was younger,
I'd like for you to be over me.
Right. When I was younger, that's something like we could work together to build. But now that I'm at this age,
do they got a 401k with their job? Or 457.
These are the things that we need to look at.
Well,
like cute is out the door now.
Yeah, I need you to have some type of retirement or something going on with you.
Yeah, because how you gonna be in Florida with me cruising 2 weeks out of the month and you ain't got no retirement? So yeah, finances is definitely a deal breaker for me. Okay. So what did you say?
I say yeah to a certain extent, yes.
Okay. So the next one is sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Okay, so sex is not a deal breaker for me. If someone was not able to have sex, if I loved them, I would still be with them.
So what do you mean, like if they impotent?
You know, we at this age now where...
Well, yeah, okay.
You know, we at an age now where guys...
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, not all of them. Thank you, Jesus, but it's a
Now, how about bad sex? If it's just bad. Now you're saying you can
they always been bad?
They've been bad.
Guess what?
And they just not good.
Bad sex might get it once. They might even get it twice, but ain't nobody I'm going to be in no relationship with. I might go to dinner with you.
I can see the whole impotence thing because y'all got something a little bit more than the sex thing. You know, you probably got some, more of the emotional bond.
Right.
If you're in like a a whole full-fledged relationship, y'all been together for a while, and then the parts stop working because that's the in sickness and health type thing.
Right.
I'm talking about when you dating somebody and the sex is bad. They got everything else in order and the sex is bad.
What's bad sex?
Deal breaker? Like they not hitting the mark. They're missing the mark every time. You gotta keep faking it until he don't even make it. Is that a deal breaker?
That's a deal breaker. That's a if you're just dating. But I'm sorry. Let me say hypothetically. Of course. That would be a deal breaker. If it's somebody I'm dating and he just
can't get it right.
It's a waste of my time. I'm not. I'm not. You want to go out to dinner? We can go out to dinner. That's what we can do.
But all those dinners, they eventually going to turn into wanting a little bit more.
Really? Why?
I really enjoy spending time with you.
I enjoy spending time with you too.
We should move forward.
But I am not interested in a sexual relationship at this time.
Well, I can go and eat with anyone.
Well, and that is your right, and that is your choice. And I'm happy with that decision, if you should make it.
Oh, Lord.
Next.
I don't know.
So what was yours? It's a deal breaker for me. Come correct or don't come at all. Literally.
How old am I with this deal breaker for this one?
You almost 55. We can't go back now.
We got other things in order and be like, well, don't look like I'm getting enough from him tonight. And then just go in the drawer.
I mean, but if I'm in a relationship and that should happen, yes, I can roll with it. But if it's somebody new, if the person was Shaq, and I can say Shaq because I just don't believe that his parts aren't working. I'm gonna just believe that his
Shaq parts aren't working.
I just said I'm going to believe. I can use Shaq because for what I'm getting ready to say. Shaq has a lot of money. So if Shaq met me and he said, "Oh, I gotta have Missy," and he said, "But Missy, all my parts not working," I'm going to overlook that for Shaq.
Well, I'm going to overlook for Shaq too.
Okay.
Look at Shaq's bank account.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't need that.
So we can be bought. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it sounds like we can. I guess we can be bought. Sold to the highest bidder.
Oh, that sounds terrible, but
look, if Shaq comes to me with broken parts and tell me I can be a housewife, I'm down. I'm with it. I'm okay with it all
what about girls with
day.
broken parts?
Okay. Yeah, is that a deal breaker for guys?
It is my firm belief that girls do not have broken parts.
You don't think so?
As someone once told me, who is very near and dear to my heart, but I ain't going to attribute this saying to her. The whole outlasts the pole. As long as she can get her legs open, she can.
OMG.
Oh, Lordy. Okay, we need to move on from this topic. So it's a deal breaker for both of us, but there is a caveat or an exception to the rule.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so the next thing is conversation. So I'm going to say this. It's not a deal breaker for me if the sex is good.
Oh.
Shut up. Don't talk.
Oh, God. Oh, you know how I feel about conversation. I mean, I just...
You got it.
It's not a deal breaker per se.
What?
It's not a deal breaker if other things are in order. If other things are in order, it's not a deal breaker.
If he's your type.
If he's my type.
Oh, okay.
If he ain't my type and you can't even hold a conversation,
okay,
you dead in the water.
If you're an ugly dude, come with good conversation. I'm just like...
Yeah, you can be an ugly dude and come with conversation. You might have me right there. Conversation, jokes. I like somebody that like to laugh, have fun. But if you just like a dull, dead fish, just a goldfish and not a tropical fish. Just talk, man. Talk. Just talk.
You know what? The thing is, even though I like to talk a lot, I appreciate no talking. Like, I really appreciate just riding in the car and listening to music. I don't need no deep conversation. I don't need to talk about politics, religion. We ain't got to talk about ourselves. We ain't got to talk about, life, history, nothing. I enjoy the silence.
And see, I like for me, and I'm going to say it's not a deal breaker. I just love when I can just talk to somebody, we can flow, and it's not a forced conversation. Forced conversation is like oh God, it's like torture, like. And some people you meet, you can just go and you just go. And some people, it's hard to get to that point where y'all can just talk and roll like that. But everything else might line up, and it just might not be. I mean, that just might not be a flow type thing. So I'm gonna say the conversation is not a deal breaker. I would just prefer that we have really good conversation.
Well, I had a thought. Oh, this was my thought. because my conversation can be a little off color sometimes, I'll say. I think that's why, because we've had this discussion before. I'm like, when I mean like dating guys, it's not a lot of conversation there. But like I can talk to one of my girlfriends, and we can talk for 2 hours, and we just like laughing and joking. But I have no restrictions when I'm talking to my friends.
Right.
When I'm talking to, somebody else, some of the things that I might say might not go over well with them.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't mind, because I'm not even doing my part of being a conversationalist. I just kind of chill and I enjoy it. But when I'm with my girls, I'll be just like, hey, well, what about this? And what about this? And you remember this? And excuse me, Wendy Williams. It just goes on and on and on. And I have so much fun. I have so much fun talking to my girlfriends. Mm-hmm. That's like my favorite pastime right now. Mm-hmm. My girlfriends drinking wine, and we sitting like talking about nothing. I don't even know what we talking about. Nothing. Definitely all conversations. Nothing. And we're not even drinking wine.
we have our conversations are like the Seinfeld episodes, just about nothing. But they just go and
Yeah. So yes. It's not a deal breaker for me.
It's really not a deal breaker. I just would prefer. Now listen, there were other characteristics to that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And guess what? I got it.
Ooh. Oh, she got it.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
No, not like that.
Okay.
The whole...
Not that you get it, but did he get it?
Oh, well, no.
I see.
I would never do that with... It's got to be some type of connection there. That was like a total, like...
So if you weren't attracted to him in any way, why did you even entertain him?
It wasn't about that. I thought we were just friends. We were just friends from, younger and being in school. So I never even, like I said, I never even expected a phone call. You know how you see somebody you haven't seen in years, mm-hmm. you exchange numbers. Mm-hmm. I didn't think nobody was going to call. And I'm like, what?
That's if they remember you.
Well, everybody remember me because my face is very memorable.
That's what I thought to somebody.
But yeah, I didn't think...
To somebody I thought should have remembered me. Didn't remember me.
Yeah, that was a lie. But to be honest with you, to this day, the person never crossed the line to even make me think that they were interested in me in that aspect.
Oh, we talking about the same person?
Yeah, this is one that said you got it.
LD?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought y'all went out on like a date and stuff.
We went out, but they weren't dates to me. Oh. We were just friends.
Did you pay?
No. I ain't gonna pay if I got paid. We're friends.
Okay.
They weren't dates to me.
I'm sorry.
I think, okay, and that might be another topic, because I think people be mistaken
when we go out, do you pay for me?
As sometimes we do the whole, I got it this time. Greasy spoon.
Yeah, because it's cheap and we good. Right. But this is just a guy who ain't getting nothing. That's just your friend. So have you ever paid for him?
No.
Oh.
They weren't dates.
Y'all out eating?
That's not a date. That doesn't have to be a date.
What is it?
We just went out to eat. He called me, what you doing? You want to go grab something to eat? Sure, we can go get something to eat.
We grabbing something to eat, or we going out to dinner?
Grabbing something to eat. That's the difference. Going out to dinner might be a date. It was never presented to me as going out to dinner. I've gone out to dinner. Those were dates where I went out to dinner with people. But if we just going to grab something to eat, we going to kick it here, kick it there. That's not a date to me. I don't. It's not a
If
date.
a guy calls me and he spends time with me and he takes me out to eat and he pays for the meal, that's an indication to me that he has some type of interest in me, other than just being my friend.
Really? You have to tell me. Stop going over my head. If you don't tell him, you don't make it known, if you don't, say, hey, I like you, this and that, but he's never said that. I like you. You got to say that.
I agree with that.
Anybody can call me and be like, oh, yeah, we went to school there. What you doing? You want to go get something to eat? Okay, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
I'll be down with it. Now,
but in that case, if it's just a friend, I would pay for my own, and they can pay for their own.
I ain't paying for my own now. I ain't throwing out no money out there like that.
You paying for your own?
Look, you call me to go out to eat, you pay for it. I ain't call you because I might not have wanted to go there. If I'm going to spend my own money, I'm going to go where I want to go.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't think that was a date. I didn't think
I thought he liked you like that.
He may have, but
okay.
He never said, I'm trying to get with you, or I enjoy spending time. Nothing. It just was just nothing.
Okay.
It was just like we just friends from school.
Okay.
Middle school. Hey, we gonna go out.
He went to middle. Did I go to school with him? Oh, okay. Okay.
He went to stuff was.
You know, you might can't figure out who else.
We're not friends. But yes,
we worldwide.
So I didn't.
We worldwide. What?
Oh yes, we are. But listen, yeah, I don't think, and that might be, there might be confusion on my part when I go out with people. I don't be thinking their dates, but they be thinking their dates. Because somebody did say that to me.
Well,
Reference, they go out
and say
something on a date, and I'm like,
that should be understandable because a lot of times we have boyfriends who don't necessarily know that we are their girlfriends. So that's true. That's true. I can see that.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you don't tell me it's a date, it's not a date to me. We just going out to get something to eat.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no strings attached. I'm talking like no type of none of this. Okay. No nothing.
He was being a gentleman.
But he wasn't. It was just two old friends going out to get something.
Okay, that's cool.
America.
Didn't y'all have children dates though too? Like y'all take y'all children out together?
Yeah, that wasn't a date. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Just kicking it.
Okay. All right. Then I just had the wrong thought.
They weren't dates. They weren't dates to me.
Okay.
Maybe they were dates. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. They just now you got me thinking.
Well, that's okay. Don't think that hard. He gone.
Well, yeah.
So we got that.
As far as I'm concerned, that wasn't no date.
Okay. If he was your type, though, it would have been a date. He would have been your boyfriend. And you didn't like his car.
Don't say that.
I'm sorry.
Don't say that.
Okay. She liked his car. Don't say that. Okay.
Okay, moving on. Personality. Is personality a deal breaker?
It's not for me because I got so much personality. If I get somebody who has a lot of personality, the relationship is going to be wacky. I need somebody who is totally opposite of me, who allows me to be me, and I'm okay with them being like a dud almost.
Okay, I'm gonna have to say personality is a deal breaker with me. I can't be with somebody who's just a humdrum, just dry person. I can't do that. I can't even set myself up for potentially having a life of sitting on the front porch in a rocking chair like Queen and her husband, Abner. Or what was the husband name on Queen?
Who was Queen?
On Queen, when Halle Berry played Queen.
Oh, I didn't
Remember,
see it.
You didn't watch Queen?
Mm-mm.
Well, she ended up marrying just some dude, and they just would just be sitting there, and it just looked like it just was a mismatch, just a mismatch. So I need some type of personality with you. Not saying you gotta be, very flamboyant with it, loud or whatever. Just be able to laugh or something. Don't be so just dry, stick in the mud.
Yeah.
No stick in the mud.
Well, the reason why it's probably not a deal breaker for me, and I love my dad. I completely love him to death. I love my father.
Yes, you do.
But my father doesn't have the most outgoing personality. My father, when I was growing up, I don't recall him saying over 10 words all year long. He just was real laid back, real chill. He's a hard worker and a provider. And I guess he said, I don't have to say nothing. I let my money do the talking for me.
Money do the talking.
So that it's not a deal breaker for me because I've lived it already. So it's not foreign to me.
Yeah, I don't want a boring person. I don't think I've ever in my real type relationships, they weren't just home dry.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never really experienced that. I don't want to. I want somebody to have fun. Because I like to have fun. I laugh, I joke, I act silly. I'm real silly, goofy, you name it. So I want somebody who's going to be able to receive that.
Match your energy.
Right. If I tell you a joke and you just chuckle and be like, ha.
Or don't even be like.
Right. Be like, what?
Funny.
Whatever. Yeah, that's going to bother me. And I'm going to be like, nah, you boring. I don't got time for you. So, unless
it might.
With his bank account, then I can deal with your drone.
Shaq is so sweet.
Is he?
And Shawnee's engaged now. I really wanted them to get back together. But I guess I don't get what I want in life all the time.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so it's a deal breaker for her. It's work. I can work with it. So
yeah.
Okay, so religion.
It's not a deal breaker for me.
It's not a deal breaker for me as long as you're not trying to make me do something that I don't want to do. Mm-hmm. So let me take it back. I probably will say it's a deal breaker. Mm-hmm. Because I dated a guy and I used to think, suppose we had a kid, how would we raise this kid? Would he forbid me to take the child to church? Would I forbid him to take the child to where his religious practice was? How would the child be raised? It was just a lot of confusion for me. Now, this is when I was younger. Well, it's not even an issue now because I'm not having no more kids. But that was the main issue, rearing kids, as why religion might be a deal breaker for me back when I was in baby making, at the baby making age.
Yeah. No, it's not a deal breaker for me. I've been in a relationship where my son's father he's Muslim. I was Christian, but we made it work. We made a decision that I would teach the child my religion. He teach the child his religion. When the child got old enough to make the decision on which way they wanted to go, we'd respect that child's wishes, and that's what we did. Now, with us being, having that, Muslims don't celebrate Christmas. However, he was there to, just to experience seeing his child do things, but he didn't buy him Christmas stuff.
Right.
So the way we had it was that his dad's birthday was December the 20th. Mm-hmm. So instead of him celebrating Christmas for his birthday, he would buy him whatever he wanted to get him.
Oh, okay.
And so on his birthday, he would gift KJ, the game systems and all of that stuff was what the dad would buy, and all of that sports and all that whatever. He would gift him stuff on December the 20th, and then on the 25th is where I would give him my gifts and stuff, and then he would go to our family's house and stuff like that. So
I told you the guy that I dated, he wasn't really a practicing Muslim, but he had been raised Muslim, but he didn't celebrate the holidays, but he would somehow recognize, the holidays for me, and he didn't celebrate Christmas, but he celebrated Kwanzaa. So I just would get multiple gifts versus one gift. And for Valentine's Day, he might give me my gift a day before or something like that. Because I was like, hold it down.
And that's what KJ is doing now, with the kids and stuff, with him and Monet. And, he's for the kids' sake or whatever, he, go with her and he allow her to do whatever. But he definitely is nah, because he got on me about buying him stuff, because I would buy him stuff. But I don't wrap it in Christmas present stuff. I wrap it in this plain paper. And he's like, well, Mom, it's the same as if you're giving me something. I was like, well, no, think of it as an early, Ed gift or whatever. And he's just like, oh, this lady. So I told him, okay, so what I'll do is
do you think you could just save the gift for his birthday and not give him anything for that holiday? Yeah. Just to
I would never give him, what I started doing was give it to him on Christmas Eve, was this for you, but it ain't no gift. I stopped wrapping whatever I want to get him. I don't wrap it or whatever. Okay. So I was like, no, I'm just not doing it. But
shoot,
he's like, no.
I wish all my children would turn.
Stop doing it.
I would respect it. Boom. Yeah. That would be easy.
Mm-hmm.
But with my nephews, when they were younger, and I would give them gifts, on their Christmas gifts, I would say happy birthday. On the tag, it would say happy birthday. Yeah. Letting them know that was their birthday and Christmas gift. Because they're all January and February.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Alrighty. So, religion, when I was younger, was probably a deal breaker, kind of, sort of. Now, we probably could respect each other's differences.